Hey, you're tuned in to the Hustle Report by Profit Duel. Today we're diving deep into an opportunity that promises flexibility and extra income, often sitting right in your driveway. Driving for dollars. Maximize your Uber or Lyft side hustle. But the real question we're tackling today is, can this really be a path to genuine financial freedom? Or does it eventually become, a treadmill of diminishing returns? We're going to unpack the nuances, the strategies, and the often overlooked details to help you truly leverage this gig.
It's a fantastic question because, look, on the surface, the allure is strong, right? Supplemental income, significant autonomy. What's often underestimated, however, is the level of, let's say, strategic thinking required. You need that to move beyond just basic earnings and truly maximize profitability. Especially now, it's an increasingly competitive landscape out there.
Absolutely. And when we talk about driving for dollars, most people, they immediately think Uber or Lyft, earn extra cash. And yes, the core appeal, as we've consistently found on Profit Deal, is that incredible freedom, setting your own schedule. But it's more than just working when you want, isn't it? It's about integrating work into your life.
Exactly, fitting it in.
Yeah, fitting it around kids' school runs or your full-time job or even catching a few rides on your way somewhere else. This level of adaptability, well, that's precisely why it's so compelling for paying down debt or saving for a big goal or just building up a bit more of a financial cushion.
Precisely. And, we've seen that the low barrier to entry plus that direct link between effort and income makes it incredibly appealing. It's a side hustle that offers almost immediate gratification and a clear path to hitting those personal financial goals, provided, of course, you understand the deeper mechanics at play. You got to know how it really works.
Okay, so let's move beyond just the basics of what it is. For those of you considering this, what are the initial hurdles and how can you navigate them efficiently? We know the general stuff. Valid driver's license, being 21, cleanest driving record. But what are the crucial bits for a smooth start? What do new drivers often overlook?
Right. And this is where a deeper look is critical because while signing up seems simple, getting it right from the beginning saves a lot of headaches later. Our findings, they highlight several key areas. First, it's not just having a valid license. Make sure your vehicle meets the specific requirements for the service tier you want to drive.
Ah, good point. Like for Uber Black or Lyft Lux.
Exactly. Some premium services have stricter rules on model year, vehicle size, that kind of thing. Don't just assume your car qualifies for everything. Second, the background check. It's standard, sure, but if you have any minor discrepancies, maybe an old traffic ticket that might pop up, address it proactively. It's often faster to provide context up front than to, wait for a potential delay.
Okay, smart. And what about the vehicle inspection? Any tips to make sure that goes smoothly? People worry about that.
Absolutely. The inspection isn't just a formality, it's safety, it's compliance. Before you go, check the basics yourself. Tire tread depth, brake pads, all your lights working. A quick pre-check can stop you failing, which means repair costs and rescheduling.
Right, avoid that hassle.
Yeah, and what many don't realize is they often focus more on operational safety, not so much cosmetic stuff. So make sure your wipers work, horn works, no warning lights on the dash. Think of it like a little pre-tune-up to avoid delays.
Excellent advice. Okay, so once you're past those initial checks, you're signed up. Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's dive into the benefits that draw so many people in, beyond just making a buck.
Yes, and these benefits are really what set ride-sharing apart from many. The first, as you said, the flexible schedule. But let's go a bit deeper. This isn't just picking when to work. It's dynamic scheduling. Our analysis shows drivers who strategically use this flexibility, like driving during peak demand times.
Friday, Saturday nights, commute times.
Exactly. Those drivers actually tend to maximize their hourly earnings. They're not just working anytime, they're working smart time.
Right, it's about fitting the hustle into the cracks, like you said, not building a whole new schedule. And that ties directly into the additional income part. We've seen drivers use this specifically to, say, knock out a student loan faster or fund a home project, build up that emergency fund. Maybe, in a way, a fixed part-time job just wouldn't allow.
That's it. The direct control over hours means direct control over how quickly you hit those financial targets. And then beyond the money, there's the social aspect.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone's looking for this, but many drivers genuinely enjoy meeting new people. Yeah, you meet people from all walks of life, sometimes with really interesting stories. It can turn what might be solitary driving into something quite engaging. We've even heard stories, drivers making useful contacts, professional connections just through chatting in the car.
That's an interesting angle, often overlooked. And then the low startup costs. This is huge.
Yeah.
Compared to almost any other business idea, Becoming a rideshare driver needs minimal upfront cash. Right.
Minimal. You're basically leveraging an asset you probably already own, your car. And the apps, they handle all the marketing, the payment processing, the customer service infrastructure. It really is a very accessible entry point into entrepreneurship for a lot of folks.
Yeah, it really is.
Indeed. It fits perfectly with that modern desire for flexible work, quick income generation, all without needing significant capital investment. That makes driving for dollars super accessible, really, for a huge number of people looking to diversify how they earn money.
Okay, now let's be real. Every opportunity has trade-offs. It's vital to be fully aware of the drawbacks. What are the key things potential drivers really need to consider based on what we've seen?
Right. This is where realism is absolutely crucial. The first big one, wear and tear on your car. And this isn't just about adding miles on the odometer. It's accelerated depreciation, it's increased maintenance, much more frequent.
Like oil changes, tires?
Exactly. Tires, brakes, oil changes, everything. A driver putting on, say, 30,000 rideshare miles a year, they could realistically face an extra, 3,000 to 5,000 annually just in upkeep, plus the hit to the car's resale value. That impacts the car's useful life, and you have to factor that into your net earnings calculation. It's a real cost.
Definitely eats into the profits. Okay, another critical point. Variable income. It's not always steady, is it?
Not at all. And it's not just about demand fluctuating. It's also about things like dead miles.
Explain
That's the distance you drive between dropping off one passenger and picking up the next one, or maybe driving to a busy area hoping for a ride. Our analysis shows that newer drivers often rack up significant dead miles, and that really cuts down their effective hourly rate. Market saturation in your area, time of day, local events, even the weather. It can all dramatically shift your earnings. You need to be ready to adapt.
Constant adaptation. Okay, what about insurance? That sounds complicated.
It is. Vital insurance considerations. And far more complex than many drivers realize at first. While Uber and Lyft provide some coverage, there are critical gaps, often called Period 1 gaps.
Period 1.
Yeah, that's the time after you log into the driver app and you're available, waiting for a request, but before you've actually accepted a ride with a passenger. During that specific period, your personal auto insurance might deny a claim because technically you're using the car for commercial purposes. But the rideshare company's insurance might not be fully active yet either. It's a tricky spot.
So you could be in a kind of coverage limbo. What's the solution then?
Exactly, a gray area. The solution usually involves getting a specific rideshare endorsement added to your personal policy, or sometimes a separate commercial policy altogether. And of course, that adds to your operating costs. It's absolutely essential to talk to your personal auto insurer. You need to understand exactly how your policy handles rideshare activity during all 3 periods.
3 periods.
Yeah. Period 1 is logged in, waiting. Period 2 is you've accepted a trip, you're en route to pick up the passenger. And period 3 is when the passenger is actually in the car. Not understanding those distinctions could leave you financially exposed if something happens. Big time.
Wow, that's a huge point. Okay, and finally, we have to touch on safety concerns.
We do. While both platforms have definitely implemented more safety features over the years, drivers can still face challenging situations. It's not just about, generally prioritizing safety. It's about having a personal strategy.
Like what?
Well, communicating clearly with passengers, trusting your gut if a ride request feels off, knowing how to use the in-app emergency features quickly, and also just learning how to de-escalate uncomfortable situations politely. Our insights suggest experienced drivers develop a kind of sixth sense for potentially problematic scenarios. They learn how to politely disengage or decline certain rides.
That makes sense, developing that intuition.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is how all these drawbacks together really underscore the need for a realistic financial and personal safety plan. It's not just about the gross money coming in the door. It's about diligently tracking every expense, thinking about every potential risk, every strategic move you make. This forces you to think critically about your net earnings versus your gross earnings. And that's key for any successful side hustle, honestly. It's often the difference between just scraping by and actually thriving.
All right, let's talk numbers then. Show me the money. We hear the general range, but what does the data really tell us about actual take-home pay and what truly moves the needle?
Okay, so that study by Rideshare, which we've mentioned, it indicates the average gross hourly earnings for Uber and Lyft drivers.
Yeah.
Typically somewhere between $15 and $25 per hour.
Okay, $15 to $25 an hour gross. I mean, that sounds pretty decent as a starting point for a lot of people.
It does sound okay on the surface, yeah. But that before expenses part is absolutely crucial. Cannot stress that enough. This raises the really important question. What's the effective hourly rate after you take everything out? Let's break down those major expenses that chip away at that $15-25 figure.
Go for it.
Okay, first, fuel. Major variable. Driving efficiently, maybe finding fuel discount programs, choosing economical routes, that all helps. Then maintenance, we touched on this. Oil changes, yes, but also faster wear on tires, brakes, fluids, maybe unexpected repairs popping up more often. Budgeting for this is essential. Maybe think like $0.15 per mile driven.
Per mile.
Wow,
Wow.
it adds up. Then depreciation. This is the silent killer cost. Every single mile you drive for rideshare reduces your car's resale value faster than personal use. If you put 30,000 commercial miles on your car in a year, that's a significant financial hit down the line.
Often forgotten, I bet.
Very often.
Hmm.
Then, insurance. As we discussed, that rideshare endorsement or commercial policy adds an extra premium. Could be $50, could be $200 plus a month, depends on your situation. And don't forget platform fees. Uber and Lyft take their cut from each fare. That percentage varies by city, by ride type. Finally, self-employment taxes. Big one. As an independent contractor, you're responsible for both the employer and the employee portions of Social Security and Medicare taxes. That's typically around 15.3% on your net earnings, plus your regular income tax on top of that.
Wow. Okay, when you list it all out like that, the initial $15, $25 an hour starts to look quite different. So what are the actual strategies then? How do you make sure your net pay is actually worthwhile?
This is exactly where maximizing your hustle becomes, well, more of an art than just a job. Strategy 1. Strategic driving. Don't just drive aimlessly, drive where the money actually is. That means understanding surge pricing patterns in your city, identifying those high-demand zones, airports, entertainment districts, business hubs during rush hour, and even trying to predict demand based on local events or weather.
Right, playing the map.
Playing the map. Strategy 2, multi-apping. Using both Uber and Lyft apps at the same time, maybe even adding food delivery apps like DoorDash or Uber Eats into the mix. This can really help reduce those dead miles we talked about, but you need to manage it carefully so you don't accept conflicting rides or end up canceling on passengers, which hurts your ratings.
Tricky balance.
It is. 3, acceptance rate versus earnings. Our research suggests that blindly chasing a 100% acceptance rate doesn't always mean maximum profit. Sometimes it's smarter to decline a less profitable ride, maybe one going way out of a busy area and wait for a potentially better one, or one that takes you towards a surge zone.
Interesting. Counterintuitive for some, maybe.
Perhaps. 4, leverage incentives and bonuses. Both platforms offer various bonuses for completing a set number of rides, driving during specific peak times, hitting certain performance targets. Stay informed about those and strategically aim for them. They can significantly boost your income.
How to chase those quests.
Haha, exactly. 5, excellent customer service. Seems obvious, but higher driver ratings can unlock better ride requests, maybe access to premium services, and crucially, lead to more tips. Small things, phone chargers available, maybe bottled water, clean car, they can make a big difference to your bottom line through tips.
Good point. Tips are key.
And finally, number 6, track everything. Diligently tracking your mileage, business miles versus personal fuel costs, maintenance, all other expenses. It's non-negotiable. You need it for tax purposes, obviously, but also just to truly understand if you're profitable and where your money is going. Apps like Stride or Hurdle can help automate this, makes it much easier.
So, okay, bringing it all together, it really seems becoming an Uber or Lyft driver can be a lucrative way to earn extra income. It definitely offers that freedom and financial opportunity beyond a traditional part-time job. But it's crystal clear that really understanding the ins and outs, embracing both the benefits and those nuanced drawbacks we discussed, and then actively implementing specific strategies, that's absolutely vital. Vital to maximize earnings and genuinely minimize those potential risks. It's not just about driving around, is it? It's much more like running a small business.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to put it. What we've consistently seen is that the most successful drivers, they treat this as a small business. They make informed decisions. They prioritize safety with actual intent and planning. They actively stay up to date with driver tips, platform changes, local strategies. They view the available resources, like the guides on Profit Duel, not just as info, but as actual tools to continuously enhance their rideshare experience and, importantly, their profitability. So what does this all mean for you listening? It means that yes, with careful planning, with constant learning, and with strategic execution, you absolutely can turn your car into a money-making machine. You can move beyond just covering your costs to genuinely building some wealth.
Okay, so you've just taken this deep dive with us into driving for dollars, exploring all its complexities and its opportunities. But remember, the landscape of side hustles is vast. Our platform explores a really wide spectrum of ways you can build your income, from specific strategies in food delivery maybe, to the more intricate mechanics of things like match betting. So, thinking about the profound impact of vehicle depreciation, those tricky insurance complexities, the need for strategic earning we've just unpacked, how might a different kind of hustle fit you? Maybe one that doesn't involve your car at all, or one that leverages your assets in a totally different way. How might that align with your personal risk tolerance, your available time, and your ultimate financial goals? What unique approach could help you start driving for dollars in your own way, even if it doesn't involve a steering wheel at all? Something to think about.
That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.